My friends, welcome to Disneyland Paris. The European version of Disney opened in 1992 with a lot of problems and then was sold by Disney to another completely different company, I think in the Middle East. And then a few years back, Disney bought back the park and now they're refurbishing it, fixing it and adding so many things, especially to the second park. But we're gonna start today with the main park, Disneyland, and then move on to the second park later on throughout the day. But first I want to do a complete tour and tell you a little bit about the history, about the main things in this park, so that if you decide to visit, you know what's in here. First of all, as you can see, there's the main Disneyland Hotel right here at the entrance, and you walk through it to get to the park. And my dream is to get one of those rooms looking towards the castle one day. You know, you open in the morning and you see the view of the castle, you see the fireworks from your room. That's just amazing. Anyway, let's get inside. I'm here with Kelsey. Hi.
Hi.
Ready for a Disney day?
Yes, of course.
Merch already bought.
Merch.
These are actually really cool and really warm. All right.
So warm.
Let's go. They just refurbished this whole hotel and it's really beautiful right now. I've honestly never been inside. And today also, it's starting the Halloween celebrations here in Disney. So we'll see a little bit of that theming too. Disneyland Express. Oh, the train is passing. Disneyland Railroad. Happy Halloween. I love the theming of Halloween of this park. I don't know, it reminds me of like, you know, especially with the ghosts, childhood Disney cartoons. It's so good. And we have also a little bit of blue sky. I don't know how long it will last, because, you know, we're in Paris, but let's go through the tunnel. I don't know if they have special maps for Halloween. Seems pretty normal. And here we are in Main Street. It's so beautiful. Sometimes there's the characters up here saying hi, especially at opening. We're like half an hour late. It opened at 9:30. We have all these little ghosts around the area. They're so cool. And it's very colorful, this park, because often it's cloudy. And so they needed like the colors to pop more. However, so you'll see this theme coming up in like a bunch of different attractions. I'll show you later. But when the sun is out, it means that this park is even brighter and prettier than others. The Emporium and all the shops. Ooh, this is the Halloween shop. I would love to find the spirit jersey of the bad guys. Hopefully they have it here. I would love to get it. It's kind of rare to find it, but it's so cool. So if I find it, maybe I'll get it later. Anyway, this Main Street is really gorgeous. Disney clothes, auto service. Some smoke is coming up. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, and then you can hear the ghost hunting. That's so cool. Through the music, like there's like ghosts laughing. And then of course we have the magical Sleeping Beauty castle with a lot of secrets and exploration. I'll show you later what that castle has. I think it's my favorite castle so far, but I'm really curious to see the Hong Kong one soon, so subscribe to not miss that video, because I think it could be one of my favorites. Oh, even the car is themed, I love it. There's a great smell of food. I'm already so hungry. The tram carried by the horse. Oh wow. With the sun, this park, it's something amazing. It's rare to see it with the sun, to be honest. But like, it's so good. I love the sounds of ghosts. Oh, this is brave. There's all these little statues which are amazing. They debated at first how to do this castle. There were a bunch of options, very like floral. And there was one in particular which was really cool, which was this version. But then they modified it a little bit and ended up with this, which is a good balance, honestly. Anyway, we're moving on from the castle and first going towards Discoveryland, which is, you know, this park is kind of like a Magic Kingdom style Disneyland park, but at the same time it's also very different. For example, Discoveryland is the land of Jules Verne, or at least it was inspired by Jules Verne at first. And it's so beautiful. Probably my favorite iteration of Tomorrowland. It's just different and perfect for Paris, which, you know, it has a distorted view of the future, like a very old vibe, Jules Verne style view of the future, which is good. You know, the problem with Tomorrowland is that, you know, the future always arrives, so it's always a problem to build something that looks futuristic. So if you build something that it's different, it has a certain vibe to it, then you can make something great. So this area, it's really, really beautiful. But all the attractions are really not anymore themed at Jules Verne. For example, we have first here Buzz Lightyear Laser Blast, which, you know, it's space themed, but it doesn't really have anything to do with Jules Verne, because all the ride in here don't have much to do with Jules Verne anymore. Besides the Orbitron in front of me here, the outside theming is that, but then the inside, it's everything, it's, you know, it's different. It has now 10 minutes, so maybe we could do it. Buzz Lightyear Laser Blast is the classic shooting dark ride that you can find in other Disney parks, themed at Toy Story, and specifically Buzz Lightyear. It's very simple, but it's a good shooting dark ride. The queue line, it's very immersive, even though often you queue outside because there's a lot of people coming in here. But the interior part, it's great. There's like Buzz explaining the mission, and then you board in its omni-moving vehicle, and then once you're inside you can turn left or right and then shoot at the targets, and you have to be very precise. You cannot just like keep pressing randomly. You have to point and shoot very precisely to make actual points, and it's a fun game. Everything moves as soon as you hit it, so it has a feedback, and that's really amazing. And so it's not one of my favorites, and it's like the classic one, and it's in other parks, but it's really cool. And now we're moving towards Videopolis. This is a restaurant. It's huge. It's great theming. They mainly make hamburgers. They also have vegetarian option often. Oh, they use Beyond Meat. Okay. Anyway, it's a grandiose giant restaurant, and that's it. It's not a ride. Amazing inside. Right now it's closed. Let's see if I can show you a little bit of the inside. You can hear the sounds of the air balloon. What's it called? Dirigibile? That's what we call it in Italian. And then you have sitting areas where you can eat. It's kind of set like a movie theater. That's why Videopolis. Then of course we have Space Mountain, which here it's Hyperspace Mountain, which was supposed to be an overlay, but then it stayed Hyperspace Mountain for like, I think now it's 6-7 years that this is the theming. So it's themed as at Star Wars, and a lot of rides in this area are themed at Star Wars, which, you know, is not a bad thing. The theming of this one though, it's beautiful. All those things up there used to move, especially when they launched the train. All those gears there would move because you were basically shot towards the moon, because this was like from the Earth to the Moon themed attraction, and now it's Star Wars themed. I think they were supposed to remove it, but I don't know if they still plan to remove it, change it. I have no idea, because it is actually really cool, but the queue is a very like basic Space Mountain with a Star Wars overlay kind of vibe. Very, very simple, very Space Mountain-y. So I don't know what are the plans with this. If, you know, even just changing the queue line, making it more like of a themed experience as Star Wars style, if they want to go that direction, could be cool. Bringing it back to the original could be also cool. I don't know, this whole area is just really, really beautiful and stunning. So, but before going that way, we're gonna go this way where we have Star Tours. The statue of Wally and Eve, which are amazing. But also, yes, Star Tours, which is the classic Star Tours simulator. It's in French and in English. Everything in here is like double language because, of course, you know, it's a French park, so the main language is French, but every attraction has also like English parts or like translated in English in some extent so that everyone can understand. And then as you can see here, there's the Nautilus, again from a Jules Verne story, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And it's actually a walkthrough that we can walk through, and sometimes there's also meet and greet with Mickey Captain. Let's see if I can show you the inside right now. And here on the right, we have Autopia. Again, a more like Jules Verne vibe version, but besides this is pretty classic. So, you know, at the end of the day, the classic Tomorrowland experience, but with the twist, which is what makes it cool and way more colorful because of the, you know, gray sky, as I said before. If you make everything white, then it doesn't stand out. It does in California, in Florida, but here, but you know, come on, it's so good. Let's get into the Nautilus. Everything in here is so beautiful, and it's just a walkthrough. Like, at the end of the day, it's nothing crazy. Fun fact, the first time I was here, I did the whole thing thinking that, I don't know, it was an attraction, kind of like the submarine attraction in Disneyland, California, because there was a queue, and I was so confused, and I was like, okay, I guess it's a Nautilus themed attraction under the lake, under this, I don't know. And then I discovered that it was just my 40-minute queue was a queue for, you know, a meet and greet with Mickey, which was great, but yeah, it was a cool version of Mickey though. And then there's like a bunch of photo ops. Everything is so cool in here and perfectly themed with all the different rooms of Captain Nemo. With all the, this is the map area. This is kind of like Tokyo Disney Sea, the volcano. Well, here to get outside, the scuba diving gear. and then you jump in there and get outside. And then this is the area where the meet and greet comes. And this is actually really cool. They open that and you can see the outside with like different things every time. Oh, you can see it.
What's that?
C'est une mère avec son petit. Malgré sa taille déjà imposante, je dirais qu'elle migre plus loin que n'importe quel autre animal sur la planète.
That baby whale learned to swim within an hour of its birth.
And here's the organ of Captain Nemo. Oh, this is the machine room with all the machinery. So freaking cool. And again, at the end of the day, it's just a walkthrough, but like, this is why I love Disney. Like, they immerse you in this fantastical worlds, and that's my favorite thing. I'm here to be immersed, fully, completely, and that they do that really, really well here at Disney. That's why it's my favorite kind of parks in the whole world. Just get out of Space Mountain. I did it in like last row. It was a little rough. Mid-train is a little bit better, honestly. Less bouncy, but on the inside it's really cool. It's a Vekoma launched roller coaster, and everything is dark inside. You can see like a little bit of like screens, and it's the classic Space Mountain at the end of the day with the overall of Star Wars, and it's really good. I love it. It's probably one of my favorites. It was the original version opened in 1992 and then it closed in 2005, de la Terre à la Lune, from the Earth to the Moon. And then it opened as Space Mountain Mission 2. And then it was, after a bunch of years, changed into this like Star Wars overall that they never removed. But it's cool, and it's maybe one of my favorite version of Space Mountain. This park has a lot of like my favorite version of the single ride. Okay, anyway, let's move on. There's a lot of construction around the park. They're refurbishing a lot of things, fixing, because in the years where there was the other company like organizing the park, they had a lot of problems. They didn't really add much to the park itself, and it was pretty stale, especially the second park of this resort, but we'll talk about it later. Anyway, they put all the things for the parade, which is gonna be in a little bit. So we'll cut first to the clip of the parade and then we can keep going from here. The parade itself, it's really cool. Very simple, not too long, but the carts are really, really beautiful. Here on the side there's the Pizzeria Bellanotte. They don't have a great pizza, but they have a Mickey-shaped pizza. It's kind of like frozen pizza at the end of the day, so nothing great special. The fact that it's shaped as Mickey makes it for me. It's so good. And they have also weird flavors, but you know, as an Italian, I cannot say much. Here we have Snow White Matrigna. And here we have It's a Small World, which, you know, it's very colorful again. The same thing I told you before. There's a reason why they do this. It's very gray often. Today I'm a little bit like this, like a tiny bit of sun. It's not even too cold, but it's a cool version of It's a Small World. I mean, in the inside is the same. The song is like in English, but it's also in French. It's great. I guess I have to do it to like get the song stuck in my head again, which is always stuck in my head. It was a while since I did it. It's cute. It's just really cute. Mad Hatter Teacup Ride. It's a great version of the Teacup Ride. And it's beautiful, with like the little bridge, everything in this park, it's just so great. And there we have the castle of the Queen of Spades, I think. Guys, you'll forgive me if I get some names wrong. No, the Queen of Hearts. Queen of Hearts, not Spades. That was random. But like sometimes I get it wrong because I watched all these things in Italian when I was a kid. And so now I don't know the English names. Oh, there's Pinocchio here. Meet and greet with Pinocchio. Before going to this castle, I want to just show you the little kids area here, which they just refurbished. The Casey Jr., Le Pays des Contes de Fête. Vabbè. Well, it's a simple boat ride through these magical kingdoms from the different movies. It was just refurbished recently, so it's pretty good. Oh, and there's the Casey Jr. train up there. It's all like more of like a little kids area, if you want, with these two attractions. Very simple, but really cool. I honestly wish they would build like a Toontown or like the Paperopoli, the duck where like Donald Duck lives. I don't know, we have a lot of comics, like, they're really big, the Disney comics in Italy, and I think in Europe, so it would be, I think, cool to have kind of a different cartoonish, still like Mickey Mouse vibe land, but based on like maybe Donald Duck, like another character, I don't know. Anyway, I can hear the labyrinth, because there is an actual labyrinth inside here, way better than Jumanji the Labyrinth in Gardaland, as you saw in the previous video, that if you missed, you can find on the channel, and don't forget to subscribe and all those things. It really helps my job here. Alice Curious Labyrinth, which is the labyrinth that leads to the main castle. You can go up to the castle, and there's a great viewpoint, which is behind here on the main Disney castle of the park. But this is actually, it's really fun to do. It's simple, it's not like you can get a little bit lost, and there's like little Easter egg things that pop up. It's really cool, even though simple. I won't spoil the solution of this labyrinth though. You have to come here and do it. And then you let me know on Instagram at Efrem Lamesta what you think. Here we have the meet and greet with Mickey. It's in this house here. And then we have Dumbo Flying Elephant. And right here, the ride who has the longest queue time of all time, Peter Pan Flights, which is now only 30 minutes. And I say only because this one gets really long queues. Like in every park, it has a, you know, a weird system that creates a lot of queues.
Eccoci. Lana. Oh. Oh.
Oh, Wendy. Down there's the carousel and the back of the castle itself, which, okay, I'll go inside. One side here is again under refurbishment. Then we have the carousel, so beautiful, and the back side of the castle with on the ride a bunch of different rides. This is Pinocchio.
Ma creepy, eh? Non so Halloween.
This is so creepy. Ah.
Cacca. No, la Gioconda coi baffi.
Pinocchio is a classic, very simple, really fast, but always a good ride to do, especially if it's raining outside. It's indoor, and so like you can enjoy it. And then we have Snow White. This is even faster, that's why. Now it's creepy. Ah! Bella.
È scary, invece... Madonna, che bello.
Oh no!
Occhio, occhio, occhio.
Snow White is another amazing classic dark ride. It's really, really fast. It goes fast through the whole thing really fast, but it's maybe one of my favorites. The theming is really great. Up there, if you look in the window really closely, every now and then the queen, the evil queen, pops out and opens the curtains. Let's see if it happens. There she is. Ah, gone. Okay, since I'm here, I'm gonna bring you to the secret castle entrance that will lead us to the secret undergrounds of this castle. Up there's like classic walkthrough inside the castle with the story of the Sleeping Beauty, but it's right now under refurbishment, so I cannot show you that. If you get underneath and then go into the jewelry shop, which is, you know, they have such cool things. I really want these statues. Especially this one, it's so cool. But once you're done, you hear a sound coming from here, and you keep going, you get into a cave And then you walk down the steps inside the cave, and you'll find the Maleficent dragon. How freaking cool is this? Come on. All the restaurants are really cute. Even inside here, it's really beautiful. I think it's now on refurbishment, like many other things in here, but we're crossing now to Adventureland, which is a great version of Adventureland, to be honest. And Pirates of the Caribbean, it's right here in this land. But first, one of my favorite viewpoints of the park. Even though we have Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack, this is Peter Pan's ship, and it's the Skull Island of Peter Pan. This area is so cool. And then it leads down there. But first, I want to show you Pirates of the Caribbean of this park, which is something just amazing. It's my favorite version of Pirates so far. Again, China coming soon, we'll see there. But this is the best classic version to me. First of all, they have in the queue line the soundtrack of Hans Zimmer, which makes a lot, I think. And then even throughout the ride, there's like some parts with the original soundtrack. And they of course also have in the inside part of the queue the classic Pirates of the Caribbean song, whistled. Inside there, there's also a restaurant, Captain's Jack restaurant, which is, it's really cool as a vibe. But the food is not, in general in this park does not have my favorite kind of food of the Disney parks. They have a good selection, but the yumminess of the food itself, I don't know, it's not my favorite. It's very plain and simple, which is fine. But even like a sit-down restaurant, they have cool meals, and it's very expensive, but like it's nothing out of this world. And then I would like, if I go there, to meet Captain Jack Sparrow, but it's not here. I've never recently at least saw in around the park in any part of the park. So I don't know if they don't have the character itself right now. But you know, in Captain's Jack restaurant, I expect Jack to go around the tables and interact a little bit at least, but nothing. And from the restaurant, you see the initial part of the attraction, which is really cool. And then the ride itself is very different than the other ones. And it's really cool. It's my favorite.
Ça y est, passe-moi le bout autour du cou. Feu à la volonté, les gars! Garde le trésor!
Rendez-les au pied, capitaine!
Poinçons la clé de la salle au trésor.
Come on, tell me it's not the best ride. Anyway, let's move on, and we're now gonna cross the caves back here, which are like mazes. And I love that this park has so many things to explore, like literally just walkthroughs of, like, for example, Skull Island. And there's the Davy Jones treasure inside that you can find, and like, you know, you can really get lost in here. It's amazing. There's like a bridge on the other side, which we're hopefully gonna cross if I can get there. Let's go this way. Randomly, you can hear the Davy Jones organ music playing. Like, come on, how cool is this? Pirates laughing. Oh no, it's closed here. Like, come on. Oh, I think I found it. There's a viewpoint up there. And if we go in here, it's so cool. You can also walk into the skull and see from the skull the view. Let's go to the suspended bridge. Even the bridge is under refurbishment, unfortunately. That would have been really cool. Usually you can cross and get to the Tom Sawyer tree down there. And there's another down in the water where you usually get wet, but even that one, it's been closed for a while. And then there's the Outpost restaurant. Oh, damn it, I ended up upstairs. How the hell am I gonna get out of here?
15 minutes later.
Okay, I did it. Captain Hook's ship, which I don't know if they did meet and greet in the past or something, but right now it's closed, and I've always found it closed. It's so cool though. There's a playground for kids, closed, but there is. This thing is kind of like a similar version of the Tom Sawyer Island, those like caves. But here the island doesn't exist because Big Thunder Mountain is on the island. I'll show you later. And here there's the classic Robinson tree. It's not too big. It's pretty cool, but it's classic. Moving on, we get to the Simba restaurant, the Hakuna Matata restaurant, which is a great place to eat at. It's really beautiful inside. Another panoramic view. You can spot the castle. And this way, oh gosh, I swear this was opened yesterday. We literally ate here. This outpost is also a great place to eat at, but they freaking closed it for refurbishment. Okay. I don't know if they're changing something for Halloween celebrations, but... And then this way, there should be Indiana Jones, which I'm not sure it's open. Oh, we have Halloween Chip and Dale. Indiana Jones, the Temple du Péril, it's right now closed. We're refurbishing even that one. It's kind of like the Tokyo version, but this one, it's a little bit more intense, I think. Even though the Tokyo version has a better queue, personally. But we're now arrived to Big Thunder Mountain, which has here the access, but then the actual ride develops on an island. You go through the lake, underneath the lake, through a tunnel, and get to the island in between, which is in the middle of the lake, which creates a great effect, especially visually, because you don't see like how the train get there. Odore di barbecue. There's a new Casa de Coco restaurant, which is one of my favorite. They make good burritos. Again, the food in this park is not my favorite of all the Disney parks, but the restaurants and the theming are, it's Disney style. Everything is amazing. We got into Frontierland, which is here the area where there's also the Haunted Mansion, because the whole story is connected. Besides the fact that this is really cool, and down there that wooden structure has like a whole walkthrough, which is now closed for refurbishment again. This is the main theme of this video at this point, but look how beautiful is Big Thunder Mountain here. Like, from every angle, it's just so good. Because it's on this freaking island. And then there's the boat coming and doing the whole thing, the River Twin boat. And down there you can see the Haunted Mansion, which here is Phantom Manor. Basically the translation of Haunted Mansion in French. The cool thing is that the house itself is inspired by Alfred Hitchcock's movie Psycho. And it looks really cool, but the whole story is connected. Basically, this wealthy guy moved here in the Thunder Mesa area and built this mining company. But there was also a curse, and the natives living in the area warned him of this curse. He didn't listen to them and started building and creating all this, like the actual mining company behind me, which is Big Thunder Mountain, and then build a house overlooking the job and whatever he was doing. There's the whole town behind me, which extends that way. There's the boat tours. So he built a huge empire business. Then moving to the Haunted Mansion, the Phantom Manor, his daughter falls in love with a guy, which is not the guy that the father decided for her, so he basically kills the husband, leaving the bride alone to roam around the house searching for his lover. I'm not sure if she takes her own life too. It's a very creepy story, which is what it's supposed to be.
Notice this. This chamber has no windows and no doors, which offers you this chilling challenge. Que vous aider.
And witches, answer this call. Your presence is wanted.
Welcome. All our ghosts.
And this is basically the main Disneyland park in this resort. We're now gonna move to the Walt Disney Studios park, which is gonna be called Disney Adventure World, which is a kind of a generic name, but it works. I don't know if it's like an Epcot concept with Fantasy World in this case, all around this new lake that they're building. I'll show you now and I'll tell you a little bit about what's gonna be. There's a lot of cool things actually happening. It used to be the worst Disney theme park, and it's still the worst rated one. However, it's just because right now it's really incomplete, and at the time there was not much. It was a Studios park, but then the studio thing didn't really work, and Eisner like closed the thing because he was like, I don't really care about this, it's not. And Eisner like put the thing on the side because he was like, it's not that great, and they never invested in that park. Even the company that then acquired these parks like left it there to rotten basically, and now there's a lot of things going on, so I'll go there and tell you. Here we get into the other park, which is a studio themed park. It wasn't very well received when it opened, exactly like the other park to be honest, but this one especially, it opened with really not much, a fake studio tour and like a few little other rides, but it was really underwhelming. And then it stayed like that basically. Like there are like a few addition, a Toy Story area, but like nothing much. And then Disney bought again the park, got ownership again basically, and they're investing now $2 billion actually in the whole resort, but especially in this park, to build a whole new area and make it even better. Let's get inside first. Let's gotta scan again the pass from the app. Perfect. First thing that you notice is that that's the main street, the main entrance, which is now completely closed because they're building the new entrance for Disney Adventure World. Let me just show you before we get into the park on the side. There's like Mickey the Magician here, because there's a show in here, which we'll watch later. It's a really good show. And here we have, that is what this entrance will be like on the inside. It's gonna be a new main street basically. I'm really curious to see it. It was pretty good. It's good to have like an inside main street, especially because it rains a lot here.
Especially when it rains.
Yeah. But then after this, we'll have this whole like continuation of Main Street, which that's the Toy Story area on the side, which will lead to the main lake. Yeah, there's Rapunzel. And then they're building the world of Frozen. We enter on the side, kind of like backstage, and we see the Hollywood Tower Hotel. Tower of Terror is so cool. And this is still the original version. Even though Avengers Campus is literally down there, I thought they were gonna turn it into maybe a new Avenger themed. Not necessarily has to be. Maybe they're gonna do a Spider-Man version because, you know, yeah, it would be cool. I think they announced something for China, like Spider-Man themed in this kind of vibe. This is the entrance, and we have a studio theater here on the side where they do the Pixar show, which is so good. We'll watch it right away. Just finished the show. Wow, it's really something else. It's I think it's the best Disney show I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what else there is. Like, I watched a bunch in different parks, but this one, it's specifically, it's not like something took from Broadway and brought here. It's specifically made for this park, and it's unique, beautiful, a great story, great Pixar character, great music. All in all, it's wow. I'm absolutely watch this one. Mickey the Magician is amazing, but this one is a little bit better, I think. I'm really impressed. Now, back here outside, this is all in refurbishment. They're rebuilding everything, changing everything. It's this right now, it's more of a construction work than ever before. But you know, they need to make it better. So let's first check Avengers here. Avengers Campus was the first big expansion of this park and like new big thing that they're adding. And now we're gonna go explore it. And the first thing that they were able to open, this is Stitch Live, which is another show. I mean, when you come in here, you should do the shows because there's not much else, if not, for now. But I'll tell you about the expansion soon. Tower of Terror, let's go ride it first. You're ready to be terrorized?
My favorite. It's the only tower I will enjoy riding.
It's so beautiful on the inside. It's like an attraction in Movieland, if you recall. They took a lot of inspiration.
Vous pénétrez dans le domaine de l'ombre et de la matière, des objets et des idées. Vous venez d'entrer dans la 4e dimension.
The queue even on this side, it's so good. It's a great version of the Tower of Terror, but it's not my favorite. The Orlando one it's better than anything else. Even though the Guardians one is pretty good. I don't know if they're ever gonna change these and make it more Avengers themed or something like that. It could be cool since, you know, it will like mix better with the area behind here. We'll see. It's still a great ride and one of my favorites in this park as of now.
And it's only a 15-minute wait. Ciao.
Ciao. We lost Kelsey. She wants to do it again. We're getting into Avengers Campus here with Spider-Man, first of all, web slingers. This area does not have the Stuntronic, unfortunately, like in California. That would be really cool. They do meet and greet here with Ant-Man and different characters, which they roam around the area. There's the Pin Kitchen over this big thing. There's like a super small one right there, and this is the Pim Kitchen, which has a fixed menu, which is a buffet restaurant. I think it's $45 per person, and you can, it's like a buffet all you can eat, but it's kind of expensive. I like the California version where you can choose the food better than like the buffet versions, because like when I'm in a park, it's $45 per person, which is not too bad, and then plus drinks on the side, it's not included. But inside it's cool. It's not as cool as the one in California, I think. They do have the classic screen with the pretzel going by, but it's all screens. In California, there's actually the actual pretzel getting smaller and bigger. It's a little bit cooler, I think. Here we have a 25-minute wait on Spider-Man web swingers and a 5 minutes on a single rider. That's pretty good. They also do a little show with Spider-Man up here. It's, again, not as cool as California, but it's still pretty good. Engineered by Peter Parker. That's the system. You break your arm in this one. And this is the pre-show.
Comment ça va? Je suis Peter Parker. Ici chez Web, on a accès à une super technologie. Comme Speed Pods par exemple. Regardez, c'est super. Ils peuvent... Salut, qu'est-ce qui se passe? Vous avez un problème de rapide? Je vais vous aider.
Attention à la marche. Utilisez toutes les...
Vedete come traccia le mani? Oh no, ho fatto il punteggio più basso.
Oh, on dirait qu'avec Spider-Man, vous avez sauvé le monde.
Oh! It's not bad. It's a cool attraction. It's not my favorite. I would have preferred like a classic dark ride. But done with friends to challenge each other and see who does more points, and then all together you go on the scoreboard. So like overall, it's a cool concept of a ride because there's also like the unity of the group. Avengers, it's cool. It's cool. Like it's a cool idea. It works. It's not my favorite, but it's fun and it breaks your arms. That for sure. Oh my gosh, more refurbishment here. But this area they just literally opened it. I mean, it's good that they take care of the park, but there's a lot of construction. The Queen Jet. And here we get to Avengers Flight Force, which is the roller coaster of this area. It's an indoor launched roller coaster, kind of like Space Mountain if you want. Oh, there's Iron Man coming. But this is the new version of Rock and Roller Coaster, basically, that they had here. And it's pretty cool themed this way. Let's go do it now. Flight Force. The queue is pretty good. Avenger themed. It's very simple. But it puts you in the mood with the soundtrack, so I love that. It's both in English and in French.
Connecting to Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel speaks English. He speaks French.
Bien, on commence à se chercher de nouvelles planètes.
I'm gonna get those missiles. That's my plan.
They have a good pre-show though, if it's working, because there's no queue, there's no line, like it's only 5 minutes right now.
Repulsors augmented. Consider your hands juiced.
Ça m'a l'air parfait, Friday.
Thank you. So glad you approved.
Ouais, c'est à moi que vous parlez.
We've got a situation. As you know...
Come on, it's pretty cool. It's you cannot see anything, so I cannot film inside because everything is dark. You can hear the sound, but like it is pretty good. It's one of my favorite places in this park where to eat. The inside, besides the fact that it smells like pizza so much, which is a good thing. Come on, this is super cool. And then if you keep going on the rides, there's like different like kind of offices and stuff. Everything is really well themed here, I have to say. Anyway, going back to the campus, Still Iron Man, and they're doing something up there. They still have the poster of the Alice Queen of Hearts Back in Wonderland show, which was the stunt show, because they have a huge stunt arena. They used to use it when it was still a studio park, and it's a weird stunt show, to be honest, but they just closed it, so it's not available anymore. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. I guess we'll see. Oh no, it's closed here. I don't know if it goes anywhere, but I want to go there. All right, I have to go around. They're building hard, which is a great thing, and I'll tell you what now. Here's the exit of the studio park, and then it's gonna continue here in front, which now is everything is closed, and you can just walk straight. Oh, Peter Pan. This is Animation Celebration, and they do shows. I think there's a show of Frozen in here. Yes, the Queen of Snow. But that's basically it. In here, plus some meet and greets. Then on Studio 3, we have the Animagique Theater, where they do Mickey and the Magician, which is a great show, absolutely to watch.
En live.
Oui, monsieur le magicien, mais j'ai hâte de faire de la magie. Mais un jour, j'espère devenir un grand magicien.
Guest. Be our guest.
I'm Olaf.
If we keep going this way, we get to this like little mini Cars Land, which is a really small version of it. There's these cars, and this is the only area basically that they have. It's a spinning teacup ride basically with cars. It's very much Pixar themed, this area. There's Crash Coaster here, which is a great spinning indoor coaster. It's very short. It has a long wait time, so if you don't have a fast pass, sometimes it has like a 3-hour wait, which is really freaking long for these. It has like a small dark ride inside too before the actual coaster, and plus the music, it's really cool. Let's do it now so I can show you.
E ora Dark Ride? Now Dark Ride?
Excellent! Hi, dude!
Hi, dude!
On a cap sur le courant Est australien! Totally! We're serving the East Australian current!
The Dark Ride part is so cool. We're in a shipwreck. Oh!
Crash Coaster is really good. There's the dark ride part, and then there's an indoor coaster, indoor spinning coaster, and it feels really good. I love this one. The problem is that there's always a long line. Ideally, you would get the Premier Access or single rider. Because with a single rider, there's usually way less queue and it's doable. But with so even if you split up for this one and you do single rider, I think it's probably the best idea. But it's a really fun ride. Simple, but fun. Quatre Route Rally, the cars thing. Oh, there's a Toy Story meet and greet down there. Tomater, the little cars area. Here we're getting to Toy Story. We have a giant bus with this Toy Story area, which is pretty cute. Not as cool as Florida. This is the theme in here. Not as cool, because everything is like, until now at least, besides this part, it's like something that already exists, but just a little bit smaller. It's a cute area. I'll show you in a second, but first, let me show you Ratatouille. And this area, which is actually really cool, better than the Florida version. But of course, we're in Paris, so, you know, it's just like, it's small. It has all these like food vending areas where you can get bites, drinks and stuff. Also, the park feels really crowded because there's so much construction, so they don't have a lot of space, but there's not that many people. The queues are not too long. Anyway, this is the French area with Ratatouille and food. And Cher Ami, the restaurant, which is supposed to be really good. To be honest, again, the food here is not the best. So I don't know, but I've never tried that specific restaurant. I hope I'll be able to try it eventually, but it's always busy, and so I was never able to book it. There's again a single rider with Ratatouille, which is 5 minutes, which is pretty good. I think they just removed all the 3D glasses, which personally I think they make the ride itself better. The glasses are, I don't know, it's not my favorite on rides.
The chef is waiting for you.
If they are ready, les invités pour le dîner.
Mais oui, that's it!
What are you doing Que manigancez-vous?
Oh, it's hot.
Hey, thanks for coming, everyone. Vous serez toujours les bienvenus, cher ami.
And then as soon as you exit, there's right here Chez Remy restaurant, which seems pretty empty, but then it's always fully booked for some reason. It's really cool. I really want to try it one day. Maybe I will. Now let's move on and go back to Toy Story. Gusto. There's here RC Racers, which is a cool kind of like pirate boat swinging ride. It's just really short. Again, long queue lines. Rex. Salve. And here we have Slingy, which is just a spinning ride. And that Soldier Tower, which is not really a drop tower, it's just mainly an observation tower. It's really good to spot the works they're doing on the actual park. I love the murals here. And here, while we walk to the last attraction of the park, basically on my left, they're building this whole main street, which will lead to this giant lake, which on one side will have Frozen Ever After, the ride itself with the whole like Arendelle Kingdom, which is pretty cool, similar to the Hong Kong version, but without the roller coaster. I'm sad they didn't put the roller coaster because people in Europe love thrills and roller coasters, like especially if they're intense. And I don't know, I think it would have been a good fit. Maybe it wasn't in the budgets, but it's actually really cool. And it's gonna be a great area full of things. There's gonna be a new restaurant. And also, they were supposed to build a Star Wars area, kind of like Galaxy's Edge, but again, a smaller version, because in this park, it's always like that. It's always the small version of something that already exists. And so when you come here, it's a little bit underwhelming. Unless you've never been to the other parks, then you're like, okay, it's pretty cool, but you can still tell that it's like, it's a small version. It's not like grandiose and you're like, wow. But instead, they decided to go on another route, which is, I think, a great idea. And they're gonna build a Lion King themed land, which is gonna be pretty cool, I would say. I can't wait to see it. We don't have a date. Even Frozen will open in 2026. Still a long time to go. And Lion King, I don't know, 2030. Disney's pretty slow, especially here. But it's gonna be really cool. And these are like some of the models they showed at D23. It's gonna have a kind of like Tiana by Adventure kind of ride. We don't know much. They just announced this and we don't know anything else. We don't know if they'll be able to control how many splashes you get. There's like a lot of water rides in Europe, especially in Efteling, and you never get wet. You just get like sprinkled, especially because like, you know, it's often cold up here. So it's not the best in the winter to get splashed. So maybe they can build a system where either you don't get splashed at all, or you do, but only in the summer because they activate some stuff. I don't know. Anyway, it's gonna be a water-based ride, and I'm really curious to see it as soon as it will open, and as soon as we have more news I will let you know. But construction is still like there. It didn't start on the Lion King one. It's going on Frozen. Back here is like some parts of not Frozen but the rest of the area they're building, and I can't wait for this park to be like completed, even though it will take a long time. Because even after Lion King, there's way more space to build up more stuff, and so maybe they will. And there's also a deal with the government of France where they were supposed to build a third park, and they have a deadline for that. They pushed it farther, so I don't know exactly when that will be. But one day we might even have a third park, and then maybe they will build more hotels, because they're always full, the hotels here. So there's a lot to do, a lot going on, which is what makes this exciting. Because, you know, there's a lot of movements, a lot of moving parts, which if they fit in the right place, it will be really cool. And this park will be very different than anything else, and so I can't wait for them to announce more and show us what are the actual plans of the future of this park, because I am honestly really curious. There's like rumors of building a Mandalorian themed kind of like Tron style ride in the Disneyland park near Space Mountain, but we'll see if that will actually come true. There's a bunch of different rumors, we don't know. There's cool things happening though in this park, and that's what I love about it, because you know, it's moving, and this is amazing. It's been for so many years just stuck in what it was, and now it's finally, you know, there's investment and money put in, and so I think it will be a great resort. Every day that passes even better, and especially this park could become one of the best theme park here. Maybe in 20 years. So quite a while, but you know, if I'll still be here telling stories, maybe I'll let you know in 40 years. Now, let's wait for the sun to go down, the lights to turn on, and let's enjoy the final show here at Disneyland Paris. It's pretty cool because they have a drone show and then a final classic castle show. Not my favorite, but not bad, even though very soon we're gonna have a complete new show, and I'm very curious to see what they're gonna bring here in Paris. For now, enjoy the final show, and I'll see you very soon with new episodes from different theme parks.